Hello, students. This is Ashton. Welcome to KMUS Spirit Class Lesson 10. Um, let's start. Announcements. First of all, I'm sorry for uploading the video late. Basically, I was really busy this week because I was checking a lot of classes, midterm assignments, and I had a couple of meetings and I had some car trouble and stuff like that. It was just a very busy week. So, again, sorry for posting the video late. Because I posted it late, I'm going to extend your um, limit or whatever of how long you can watch the video. Usually, I think it's about 10 days, so I'm going to extend it to like 12 or 13 days. Just give you a little more time to finish the video. All right. And I watched everybody's presentation, and I was very impressed with the effort of the class. So great job, everyone. You guys did a really good job with this assignment, and I can see you guys tried your best, and you showed me a lot of things that I didn't know about. So that was very good. Thank you for that. Today, I actually want to show a few presentations to you guys. Um, I'm sure maybe you might be a little like embarrassed about that, but I didn't ask anybody's permission for the video. I'm just gonna show it. But I have a couple, you know, thoughts about this that I wanna tell first. So first of all, in a regular class, if this was not COVID time, this type of presentation would definitely be done in front of the class, right? Like, so usually this presentation should be shared with the whole class, because the reason we do these kind of presentations is to obviously first show your knowledge about something and like ask you to research something new, but at the same time it's a chance to teach. You teach your teacher, and you're also teaching the other students about something that's not covered in the class. But because we're having like an online class, it's not so easy to do that. So I'm not going to be able to show every presentation, obviously, but I want to just show a few, and so that everybody can learn something, okay? Two, I'm not going to show your name, just because I don't want to make anybody feel embarrassed or uncomfortable. So, yeah, I'm not going to put the name, okay? And three, I'm not showing you the best presentations. I remember when I was a student, and if a teacher did something like this, like shared somebody's one, but if my one was not picked, I would feel a little bit bad or something. But honestly, I'm not picking the best presentations. Okay, I had two things that I was thinking about when I chose these presentations. First, they're directly related to what we learned in the class. So, like, the only ones I'm going to show are directly from the time period of our class, so around the similar time period as James Adams, Edward Adams, and our school being created. So that time period. And second, uh, like, a lot of people, several people did the same person, right? So I had to choose uh, which one did I choose. I'm not just picking the best one. That's not how I was thinking. I just was choosing the one that had the best audio quality because, the way this screen recording software works, I have to pick one that has a really clear audio because if not, then the other students are not going to be able to hear it well, okay? So again, if I didn't pick yours, please don't feel bad or something like that. Like, there were a lot of really great ones that I'm not showing right now, and yeah. Also, just because I picked yours doesn't mean, like that's 100% you got an A or something like that. So don't be too happy if I picked yours also, okay? Really, I'm just trying to pick ones that are related to our time period and had clear audio, okay? So don't think too much about this, please. All right, okay. Before I start that, though, I want to talk about the final assignment. Um, so, how much time do we have left in the class? We have like about 1 month left, pretty much. So, what I want to do for the final exam is to have an essay test. Basically, what that means is that I will give you several questions that you need to answer, and you should write small essays for each question. So, because we did a project for the midterm exam, and that required research and recording your voice and all that stuff, it was a pretty complex midterm. I want to make the final exam or final assignment more simple, and it is what I'm. It is pretty simple. It's basically you're just gonna get several questions, and they're gonna be all about the stuff that we learned in the book, and then you just have to write like a decent size essay, showing that you learned, basically showing that you learned something in the class, and yeah, and then I'm gonna give you a grade for your essays. It will be an open book final too, so it's not really like a test or something, because you can have time to um, find the answer in the book and all that. Okay, so I don't want to talk too much about the final exam now because I'll introduce it more later. But let's see, is there anything else I want to mention about the final exam? Um, I don't think so. I guess that's enough for the final exam. But I will tell you more about it later. And oh, okay. One more thing I wanted to say about the final exam. I remembered now. Um, Basically, I told you before this is not an English class, right? So I'm not really going to be grading you on your English writing ability, but I do expect that you're going to have at least like a minimum level of English writing ability. So in the next few weeks, I'm going to give a couple lessons on how to write a decent essay, just uh, about structure and things like that, which some of you probably know, but maybe there are some people that didn't learn that. So I'm going to teach you about the structure of an essay and writing a topic sentence and writing supporting sentences and things like that. So I hope that you can use those skills when you take your essay final exam. And then that's another reason. I told you at the beginning that you should buy the book. Uh, but I didn't really use it much. Sorry, in the class. But for the final, obviously it'll help you so much, right? If you own the book, because you can easily find um, the answers to the essay questions. If you don't have the book, you're gonna be in trouble. Like you're gonna have to maybe go back and watch my essays, my videos. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so let's watch some presentations. Okay, I think I picked four. Um, Horace Grant Underwood is one that was chosen by several people. Uh, Again, I chose this one just because the audio quality was a little bit clearer than the other ones. Um, this guy, I won't talk too much about him because the presentation's about him, but he started Yonsei University. I would say, this is, I don't want to say anything bad. Like, okay, so we learned a lot about James Adams and Edward Adams, and I just feel like Horace Grant Underwood is just a more famous version of Edward Adams. Like, just, I don't know, I don't want to say better, but like he opened Yonsei and he opened the first Jejungwon. Like, we, but Edward Adams opens the Jeju one. So this is kind of, he's a little bit more famous. I would have to say, okay, like, yes, Edward Adams was great, but I feel like Horace Grant Underwood was just a little bit more famous and a little bit more of a important figure. Sorry, but anyway. This was a cool one. We're gonna learn about this one too. I feel like we kept learning about men, right? Like, the famous men who came to Korea, but this is a woman who did a lot as well in Korea, like a really great medical missionary, and we're gonna learn all about her. Okay, so Elizabeth Shepping from Germany, and this guy, Thomas Robert Germain. I saw a few people talked about him. Um, Man, this guy had a really sad life, so we're going to learn about him as well. And then finally, I didn't. I think only one person chose this one. I wanted to choose this one because I don't want to focus too much on the foreigners. I wanted to also show at least like one Korean missionary as well. And yeah, so we're gonna listen to these. This is part one of the video. I'll probably stop it at one point, and then maybe in the second video we'll finish some of the other presentations. So here we go. I hope you enjoy these. So we'll start with this one. I'm going to skip the name part so that you can't see it. And I'm going to turn off my microphone.
Let's take a look at the story of Underwood. First, he was born on July 19, 1859 in London, England, and moved to the United States at the age of 13. He graduated from New York University in 1881 and studied at the New Brunswick until 1884. He had dreamed of becoming an Indian missionary since childhood, but when he heard about Joseon at an in-school meeting, he realized that God chose him for Korean missionary work and decided to go to Korea. Subsequently, Underwood will go on a mission trip to Joseon with the help of the Overseas Missionary Department of the Northern Presbyterian Church of America. Thus, he was selected as the first Presbyterian. Now let's look at Underwood's ministry in Korea. On April 5, 1885, he entered Korea as a missionary with a pendulum, and the Joseon government didn't allow him to do missionary work. So after entering Joseon, he began his missionary work by teaching medical courses at the Jejungwon of Allen Missionary. Underwood played the role of a medical missionary and educational missionary and established the Jongdong Presbyterian Church, currently Semunan Church, to serve as a evangelical missionary. Underwood and other missionaries who visited Korea in the early days established hospitals, modern schools, and churches, which played a crucial role in the transformation and development of modern society. Among Underwood's work in Korea, there are many cases in which the modifier first is attached. He founded Semunan Church, the first organized church, published the first hymn using manuscript paper, and also established Korea's first Christian book publisher, the Korean Religious Tract Society, with the Bible Translation Committee. In 1897, Underwood also launched the Korean language version of newspaper, The Christian News. The Christian news was intended to help churches in each region, but it also contained information needed by Koreans. The Christian news, which delivered advanced modern information such as advanced farming methods, methods of handling, modern machinery, and hygiene issues, made great contributions to modernizing the Joseon dynasty. Among his ministry, looking into the establishment of a school is indispensable. In 1886, a year after his arrival in Korea, he opened Korea's first urban school, Gyeongshin School. It developed into Underwood School, where Kim Gyu-sik and An Chang-ho were raised. Underwood followed Gyeongshin School and established Yonsei University in 1915. Missionary Underwood worked for the establishment of a school on the land of Joseon, despite feeling threatened by health threats. Underwood's passion was high, but his health failed to keep up with his passion, and eventually he was forced to return to the United States and died on October 12, 1916. This concludes his life story. Thank you for listening.
Okay, so again, uh, very interesting life, right? I would say, I would have to say that Underwood, like I said, is probably maybe the most famous missionary that came to Korea, and that the other missionaries kind of looked at him as an example. I don't know, maybe that's not fair, but I think that's at least a little bit true. Um, and Yeah, another great missionary. So let's jump to this one. We're gonna learn about Elizabeth Johanna Shepping, a female medical missionary. So let's learn about her life.
In this presentation, I will talk about why her name became Seopyeong, how she came to Joseon as a missionary from the United States, what she did in Joseon, and how she lived in Joseon. She is a German American, and her real name is Elizabeth Johanna Shepping. When she came to Joseon, she tried hard to adapt to the culture of Joseon by eating same food and wearing same clothes. So she made her Korean name too. Her name Seopyeong means slowly and peacefully. The reason why she named herself like that is because she wanted to control her urgent personality. She was born in Germany and raised by her grandparents. When she was 9 years old, she lost her grandmother and went to America to find her mother. She finished middle and high school in the United States, graduated from nursing school, and accidentally went to church with a fellow nurse. Growing up in a Catholic family, she became a Christian. It drove her out of the house, but she didn't abandon her faith. After hearing about Korea's poor medical field from a fellow nurse, she volunteered to be a Korea missionary and was sent to Korea as a nursing missionary in 1912. She has done many great things in Korea, including missionary work, female enlightenment, relief work, nursing work, and educational work. I will talk about one by one from now on. She founded the Jindari and Bongsanri churches in 1921, established the Women's Aid Association in Kumjang Church in 1922, and went on a missionary trip about 100 days a year to convey the gospel. She adopted a child with leprosy in Joseon and cured leprosy patients that everyone avoided, and lived with orphan and beggar without a place to go. She founded the Joseon Nursing Association in 1923, joined the National Nursing Association, and translated nursing books for the first time in Korea. She founded Year School, the first women's seminary in Joseon. Year School is now developing into Hanil Jangshin University. Looking at Sasapyeong, a missionary who lives a dedicated life helping others, I thought I want to be a person who could help others. And the missionary's tombstone, not success but serve, moved my heart.
Okay, so another really good one. So yeah, Elizabeth Jonah Shepping. Interestingly, right? She started as her family was Catholic, but she became just a quick note here in America. Everybody is Christian. Like Catholics are Christian and Christians are Christian, but what we are talking about here is called Protestant. So she became a Protestant, and her family didn't like that, and she decided to come to Korea eventually. So yeah, she did a lot of great things, and she founded a church amazingly, right? And um, was working with lepers, right? And even adopted a child, and you know was helping out. So really great. I love these old pictures, right? These are so interesting to look at. So I guess these are like some of the first, you know, the nurses that were working there, and um, some of the Korean women. Maybe they were learning to be nurses too, or they were learning about the Bible or something. But pretty interesting. I wonder her. She has glasses. Maybe she's blind. I'm not really sure, but anyway, very cool. I love these old pictures. I'm right at 25 minutes, so I'm gonna stop this video and then I will continue on in the next video. Okay? So see you guys in the next one.